So I want to do a video like this for a while because a few people have asked me about like Nameless Adventurers and if they are worth using, ask why I use a Nameless Mage on my team, so I thought we should talk about it. So Nameless Adventurers, if you don't know, they're just the ones who don't have a proper name. Like if you go to your adventure log, you'll have characters that say they're like named like Human Nin or Human Fig. They just have like generic names, not like a proper name. And some of these are actually quite good. Like I said, the classic example is like the Elf Mag, who is probably one of the best mages you can develop as like a budget player. Oh, I should probably change that to... Yeah, so one of the advantages of like nameless characters that you get so many copies of them is a lot easier to find one with perfect stats or good stats. So like when you're summoning a mage, you generally want to have that extra IQ. So if we do sort here, we do by trait, we sort by IQ here. We should see ones that have like extra IQ. So see how these ones have 20. Generally, it's like I said, usually by default you'll have 19 on here, but it's possible to have 20. And if you have like one with 20 plus 8 bonus points, like this is gonna be a really good mage for growth. Like the Elf Mag I have on my main account, with her bondmate, she's up to 110 IQ. This lets her have really high magic power, and yeah, just by ease of access, because like being dark mage, being a female dark elf mage, gives her pretty much the best stats you can possibly have on a mage. And it's just a lot easier to get those perfect stats since you have so many copies to work with. The other advantage of Nameless Adventurers is that they are much easier to discipline. So I actually have one summoned here.
Who's going to be in your party?
I actually have a couple of others summoned too, but like so if we were gonna discipline her, we have quite a few copies for discipline. And again, this is an account. This is my alt account. I have never like spent any money on Netflix. I just log in like once a week, pretty much. Don't have any like miss out on a lot of the free stuff and all that, but we can get the discipline rank 6 on here. Pretty much never even, which we log in like once a week. Never been beyond like basement 3 at the beginning of Abyss. Never fought Helmet or anything like that. It's just this daily logs. If this was like an active account, I'd be able to discipline 9 her very easily. Like I said, you get an easy discipline rank 9 mage with really good stats. So she's just a really, really good pick for a player who doesn't want to spend a lot of money but wants a good mage. She's really good. Like some of the other Nameless Adventures can be good too. Like I said, the other one I think is really good is Human Nin. I think is probably the second best one. Like if we're gonna do Ninja, so Human Nin. So if we just want to sort here, let's by strength probably. So look, so we have one with 8 trait points. So I said 8 bonus points plus 13 strength. So this would be a good one to develop. Like this will have a higher strength growth. Another thing you could do, you could try to go for luck as an alternative if you'd rather have luck. But strength's usually pretty safe for a ninja. But yeah, like ninjas, like I said, ninjas, there's only a few other ninja characters in the game. The only other one that's easy to access for normal players, Kiriha. The rest, like I said, are Renee and I use an Amiki. A bit harder to get. Renee is not so much these days. You can get her from the Adventure Remains too, but she's just available. And if you want a ninja, like I said, there's a few places where you need ninjas. Like you can crit fish against certain bosses or against certain bounty targets. So just having another ninja you can put in that's easily to access is worth having. Just give her a couple of daggers or a couple of kunais, and you'll have another character you can use for those situations. Or if you just need a ninja, you're not sure about the ninja class, you just want to test out, like, you know, experiment the ninja, that's fine. The other reasons, like I said, she doesn't have a class change. Like Kiriha, he could be a fighter. He's actually one of the best fighters in the game. So if you've class changed your Kiriha to fighter, you might not have another well-developed Kiriha for that. Or if same thing with like using Namikis, a lot of people like her as a ranger, or Renee, a lot of people like her as a thief. So she's just a nice solid addition to your roster, like I said, and she's just pretty solid. No reason not to use her if you have her. I mean, like, you know, she does have a better inherit though. You can use her inherit to increase action speed on a character though. So you can use her for speed tuning, so a lot of people like that as well. So there is something to consider. Her inherits a bit better than Elf Mags, but After you max discipline 1, though, it's not like it wouldn't be that hard to go there. So she probably have enough to get her rank 5. But it's only, like I said, only the first couple of ranks of the action speed up are even easy to access anyway. So yeah, we could go rank 5 on her. So yeah, like that's another good one. I'd say after that, it's a bit, like I said, human Sam's fine, human fighter's fine. There's just a lot of options for human fighters. There's just like options like samurai, probably human Sam, probably the next one you would consider, I would think. Oh, we don't, what is this element? I don't know. Select all. Like he's, oh wow. He's water type. Like I said, he's like, if you want a samurai, he's an option. Like I said, because he's faster than Bugen. Bugen's kind of slow. A lot of people don't really like Bugen, so a lot of people think he's better than Bugen. His inherit increases both at strength, both attack and magic power. So he actually has a pretty decent inherit because you can use that on pretty much everybody. There's pretty much every character wants either more magic power or more strengths or for physical attack. So having a double inherit is actually pretty good. But like he'd probably say the third best one, and then after that, human fig, I'd say the only other one even worth considering. Though I feel like since there's so many other good fighters that you could develop, that it's hard for me to recommend developing human fig, but he is a fighter you can get to easy discipline. So fighter, he's water type. Human fig is a water type character. Same thing here. Wait, that's weird. Alright, so yeah, so strength, this one has 15 strength and 8 bonus points. So if you're gonna do this is probably what you want to do. There's always an argument for doing luck on fighters, or just really in anyone in general, but like if you want a fighter, you want to just be able to like get to high discipline easily. Human fighter is worth considering, but he's water type, so he has bonus, so he gets extra points in IQ and piety from his elements, so it's not generally the best. The water's not a bad element to have for like defensive purposes, so yeah, he's fine like if you want a fighter, but again, there's other characters like Olive, Chloe. So the legendaries like Lanavel, Gerewolf are fine, but also Elise is a top pick for like just general. Like Elise is one of the best characters in the game, so like if you want a fighter, you could just do Elise. Benjamin's actually pretty good too, just for like the fact that he has a decent he has decent stats, plus he has a decent passive against some extra against magical beasts. Elise's ability gives you more damage to both front and like back line, so it's hard to recommend human fig because there's just so many other good fighters that he would compete with, whereas like a character like human mag or human or human Sam, there's just not as many good options. There's just not as many alternatives, so they fit a roster need where there's not a lot of solid alternatives. Like there are other ninjas, but like I said, if you don't have those other characters, because 2 of them are limited legendaries, like I said, if you want another character besides Kiriha, or if you're using Kiriha but he's a fighter and you need another, she fills that role. And Elf Mag is just a really good mage who has just really good stats that are hard to like I said, hard to beat, where like pretty much any character, like she's gonna have more magic power than probably any other mage you can develop unless you're like a well. So for a free player, she's gonna be your best, like highest magic power mage you could develop if you, like I said, pick out the one with high magic power. Like I said, when you're choosing your elf mag to develop, look for that 20 IQ and a high bonus score. Like that's just what I'd recommend. But yeah, besides that, human dwarf knight, beast thief, and the human elf pre, I don't think any of those are really worth developing. If you want a priest, try to get Alice. Alice is pretty much the consensus best pick in the game, but there's also, you can use Galena. Galena's fine. Daniel's fine. Like, priests aren't too hard. Like I said, you usually only need one priest, and there's lots of great alternatives, and it's just, it's hard for me to recommend the generic priests. Anyway, not too much more to say on this one. If you want to know my thoughts on the other end of the roster with the best of the main 6 legendaries on which ones you should develop, check out that video down below. As always, thank you for watching.